Hello, Algebra 2. Here we are with our 10B summative test review. Okay, number 1, we have an arithmetic formula, our arithmetic series. We're totaling this up from the 5th term through the 14th term. So a little bit tricky because we're not starting with the first term. So you got to think, how many total terms are there? How many total terms are there? Okay, you can use your fingers and toes. We're starting with the 5th term. 6, 7, 8, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. That's going to be 10 total terms. Or we can do top minus the bottom. 14 minus 5 equals 9. And then we add 1 to make sure we're counting both the top and the bottom. 10 total terms. Okay, we need to know what our first and last term are. And we're going to use the arithmetic formula to find those individual terms. And then we're going to use the arithmetic sum formula. So our A5, which is what we start with, we're going to plug 5 into our formula. So I guess we're not using that one. We're just going to plug 5 into this formula. 4 times 5 minus 4. 20 minus 4 equals 16. For our 5th term, or our first term of our sequence. And then we're going to go A16, which was or 14, which was the top number. Will be 4 times 14 minus 4. 56 minus 4 for 52. And now we finally have enough information to use our arithmetic sum formula. N is the number of terms. We got 10 total terms times first term plus last term, 16 plus 52 over 2. Okay, a couple ways we can type that in. We can do 10 times parentheses and then do our fraction bar. Fraction bar is going to be alpha y equals. We'll take the first one. And we can do 16 plus 52 on the top and 2 on the bottom. Close your parentheses. You could do 16 plus 52. Divide that by 2. And then times 10, still going to get the same thing. You could do 10 times parentheses, 16 plus 52, closed parentheses, divided by parentheses 2 on the bottom. Okay, all kinds of different ways to get there. Whatever way works best for you in your brain, we should be getting 340. Next up, we got a geometric pattern. It starts with 1, goes up to 8, so this is going to be a pretty friendly one. When it starts with 1 to 8, that's pretty easy, because then our total is 8 terms. We'll do first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, and the 8th. So it should still be 8 terms. If I plug 1 in there, 1 minus 1 is 0. 2 to the 0 power is 1. And 1 times anything stays that same thing. So that front number then is our G1. And the number in the parentheses is our R value. Okay, the sum formula for a geometric is, that's an S for sum, not a 5. G1 times 1 minus R to the nth power over 1 minus R. The regular geometric formula, I think, is the toughest one. There's just a lot of stuff. And it's not even that much. It's a G1, 1 minus R to the n, 1 minus R. So there's like 3 or 4 things. You just got to be careful typing it in. So our G1 was negative 3. We got 1 minus the R, which was 2 to the 8th power. over 1 minus 2. Okay, again, we can go negative 3 times parentheses, maybe do the fraction bar. Alpha y equals 1 minus 2 to the 8th on the top, and then 1 minus 2 on the bottom, closed parentheses, negative 765. You could also do 1 minus 2 to the 8th, divide that by parentheses 1 minus 2, and then take it times the negative 3. Lots of different ways to get there. I think the fraction bar, we could go negative 3 times parentheses for the top, 1 minus 2 to the 8th, close parentheses, divided by parentheses, 1 minus 2 for the bottom. Negative 765. All kinds of ways to get there. Okay, number 4 over there does start with 3, so be careful when you're finding your first term. Infinite. Infinite. Find the sum of each infinite series if it exists. If it does not exist, explain why. So we have the sum from n equals 1 to infinity of 2 times 3/4 to the n minus 1. Can I even do it? And the first answer is yes, we can, because our r value, the absolute value of 3/4, is less than 1. So yes, we can. The infinite sum formula is like the shortest one. It's your first term, a1, g1, whatever you want to call it, over 1 minus r. So our first term is 2 over 1 minus 3/4. Okay, and again, maybe you want to do the fraction bar. 2, then 1 minus 3/4. Maybe you want to do 2 divided by parentheses, 1 minus 3 divided by 4. Lots of different ways to get there. We're going to have 8. Number 7 is not going to be possible because our r value, absolute value of 6/5, is not less than 1. It's too big, so it's going to keep growing. It's going to keep growing. When it is less than 1, our term numbers keep getting smaller every time until eventually they get to be basically 0. But with 6/5, when the r value is bigger than 1, they're going to keep growing, and your total, your sum, is going to keep growing infinitely. On to the back side. Finding the means, the blank spaces betweens. So finding 5 blanks between 8 and negative 64. So we have 8, and then I have 5 blanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then negative 64. Okay, that means that 8 is my A1, my first term. And then we have second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term, sixth term. Negative 64 is the seventh term. Okay? So, we can do the slope formula, or we can do the arithmetic formula for any given term. Okay, we can use our term formula. Now, if you want to do the slope formula, it's the first term, so it's 1, 8, and the seventh term, so 7, negative 64, and then you can kind of do the slope to find the difference, the gap. What are we doing every time? I'm going to follow the formula. So our last term that we have is negative 64. That is the seventh term. So that should equal the first term, which was 8, plus the difference, which I don't know yet, times parentheses n minus 1. Well, this was the 7th term, so it should be 7 minus 1. So we're going to subtract 8. And we'll have 6 times the difference. And now I can divide by 6. And negative 12 should be my difference. Okay, now that's not the final answer. We're not done yet. Negative 12 is what I add over and over and over and over. So 8 plus negative 12 is negative 4. Plus negative 12, plus another negative 12, plus another negative 12, plus another negative 12, and last chance, double check, negative 52 plus another negative 12 is negative 64. Okay, so the blanks are the answers. Don't stop there. Make sure we use this to fill in the blanks. Number 11, find 3 geometric means. So it's a multiplication problem. So I'm going to have negative 3, and then 3 blanks, 1, 2, 3, and then negative 768. So negative 3, that's our G1, G2, G3, G4, this is our G5, our 5th term. Okay, so we're going to go with our 5th term. Negative 768 equals our first term, negative 3, times the r, and this is the 5th term, so 5 minus 1 power. We're going to divide by negative 3. We got 256 equals r to the 4th. Okay, and then to undo the 4th power, we're going to go with the 1/4 power. That's my preference. Not divide by 4, not multiply by 1/4. It's a power. So I'm going to take 256 power key to the 1/4. Our r value is 4. You could do 256 to the 0.25. Okay, you could also do the 4th root. Okay, so that's going to be math. Slide down to x root and fill it in with a little 4 there on the top, and then 256 on the inside. Okay, if your calculator doesn't do that, when you push the button, doesn't give you the little blank template to fill in, you might need to push the 4 first, and then go into math, down to x root, and then it might fill it in. It might jump it up there, and you can put the 256 in. Okay? One way or another here, our r value is 4. Okay, that is not the answer. We're not done yet. Remember, just like up here. Now this is our r, we're multiplying. So negative 3 times 4, that's negative 12. Negative 12 times 4, we got negative 48. Times 4 is negative 192. Get the calculator out, double check. Negative 192 times 4, it is negative 768. So I feel good about that. Okay? Alright, we're going to skip our pattern here. We have been doing odds. Let's drop down and do the last one, 14. Okay, we got a cat playing with a pendulum toy. The cat hits the toy and it swings 12 inches on the first swing. And then the cat walks away and lets it go. Cat walks away and just lets it go. And the swing decreases by 11% each time. Find the total distance traveled. Notice that this one does not ask for the total after a number of swings. Does not give a number of swings. So if it doesn't give a number of swings, how long do I know when to stop? Like when do I stop counting after the 10th one, the 12th one? You don't stop counting. This is an infinite one. An infinite one. So our infinite sum from the front side is G1 or A1 or whatever you want to call your first one over 1 minus R. Okay, well, what is our R? If each swing decreases by 11%, it keeps 89%, which means our R value as a decimal is 0.89. So this one was an infinite one. The one on the quiz was find the total distance traveled after like 8 swings or 10 swings or something like that. So it was not an infinite one on the quiz. So make sure you know the difference between them and can do both. So our first swing on this one was 12 inches over 1 minus 0.89. 12 divided by parentheses 1 minus 0.89. Or you could do a fraction bar or whatever you're comfortable with there. And that's 109.09 inches. It did say to round to 2 decimals if necessary. So 109.09 inches. Alright folks, there it is. Hopefully that was helpful. Again, you still have your quiz. Let's take a look at that too. Take a look at maybe any quiz review materials or any worksheets you have. Those will all be helpful. Doing something is better than nothing. Thanks for watching and good luck on your test.